Welcome to a very special episode of the Taco Chair. My name is Gerald Flores, creator of Taco Gear and the Taco Chair. We're doing a very special episode today with a very important guest. You will meet him in a second. He's a Green Bay Packers Superfan, and long story short, I was not able to show the original episode we made due to copyrights and all that stuff. Huge thanks to our sponsors, Four Corners Brewing out of Dallas, Texas, for sponsoring this entire series. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, world famous Green Bay Packers Superfan, Marcos Flores, also known as Señor Cheesehead. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. Cheers, man.
Liquid breakfast.
I think you're one of the most recognizable superfans out there for the NFL right now. So why the Packers?
Well, it all started with Brett Favre. I grew up watching him when I was in high school and I was getting into football, and there was a lot about him too. Like at the time, you're talking the mid '90s, and here he is now with the Packers. He comes in with one of our injured quarterbacks, Don Mikowski, takes the league by storm. Brett Favre is the reason why I became a Packer fan.
Because of something about Mary? You saw him in that movie?
That too. That solidified it right there.
What do you say, Brett
Favre?
Favre?
Yeah.
Okay, so where did Señor Cheesehead come from? Where did the iconic green sombrero, that whole ensemble, where did it come from?
It all started in 2014. Me and my wife were out on a date night, and I had told her, hey, we were already kind of planning to go to Green Bay, and I had already been doing Packer-related things that were getting noticed online, like the Green Bay Boneyard. I had the graveyard in the front yard. Every time we'd win, I'd put up the team, the score, and Packers are known for winning, so it was fun filling up the yard every year. Just every weekend, we'd, next team that we beat, I'd put the team, the score, paint it to those team colors and put them out in the front yard, and it got recognized locally, and then it got picked up on Facebook by a bunch of Packer pages, and so that's where I kind of came into being recognized as a Packer fan. But in 2014, I know that me and my wife were already planning on going to Green Bay. On a date night, we were just talking about, what could we do for this one trip that we thought we were going to go to maybe just one time to Lambeau Field and make it memorable. And I ended up just picking up a sombrero, put it on. It was an instant hit, basically locally. And I knew that I wanted to take that reaction that I got here locally, and I wanted to expand on it. And take something a little bit more special to my first trip to Lambeau versus showing up in a jersey, a big cheese wedge on my head. I wanted to be a little bit more authentic, you know what I mean, and bring part of my heritage with me up there on this memorable trip. I never knew if I was gonna ever go back.
What was the pivotal moment for you where you feel like everything changed and kind of took a bigger trajectory?
I want to say probably the first time I came out on TV, it was like 2017. Me and my wife had went to a game. It was early December. It was our first snow game. It was against the Houston Texans, and that's why we were there, because it was a Texas team. So we go and check it out. We're sitting. I had been gifted some front row tickets by a Houston Texans Superfan. Right, so we're sitting front row, we're in the end zone, it's snowing, Packers marching down the field, they end up scoring a touchdown right in front of us. Randall Cobb catches a pass from Aaron Rodgers, throws, a snow angel, and the next thing you know, there was a moment where all the TV cameras kind of like spread open like the Red Sea, and this dude basically just ran to us, jumped into our laps, and boom, Lambeau Leap on national television. It was hard for everybody that knew who I was not to recognize me on national television. And I think that was like the moment that really took off.
You are one of the only fans that actually has a relationship with one of the players now.
Yeah, Aaron Jones, a couple years back. He's from the University of El Paso, born and bred in Texas, basically. Comes from a great family, gets drafted by the Packers, and one day he shows up to Dallas against the Cowboys. He was challenged basically by his girlfriend to wear a sombrero, And she was like, nah, you won't do it. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it or whatever. So he goes to Party City and picks up some black and silver sombrero, just like, right off the shelf, wears it. Packers take a picture of it and post it, and all these people start sending me his picture, right? We're at ACL Festival hanging out. We're watching the game on the big screen. It's Packers Cowboys. Aaron Jones has probably the game of his life, his first big breakout game, 4 touchdowns. I was telling my wife it would be great if we could get him one of my sombreros, like how cool would that be? And 2 or 3 hours later, this dude reaches out on Instagram, like, dude, super emotional. I remember we were driving back from Austin, and my wife's like asleep, we're at a 3-day music festival all weekend, and then get a message on Instagram. He's like, yo, I need a sombrero just like that. Like, babe. Oh my God, wake up. This dude's like messaging me. We were just talking about that. So I wake her up. I message him back. I'm like, hey, I'd love to send you a sombrero, dude. You look good in the green and gold one. Well, where do I send it? Does Lambeau Field sound good? And instantly he's like, yeah, send it there. And the rest is history, man. He wore it like a week later. I think the first time he wore it was getting off the plane in Kansas City, another breakout game.
But so I guess
Get
just
out of here. That's
short.
my
That fly likes you.
beer.
Where'd he go?
He's gone now.
He's over here. This guy? Tell us about the very first time you went to Lambeau Field.
Out-of-body experience for me, being a Packer fan and being so far away and never thinking I'd be able to get there. But, man, the game itself, just walking in through one of the tunnels, coming out and experiencing all the sights, the smells, the feels, everything you can hear, everybody in the stands, like you're there. The hollowed ground, Lambeau Field, open in '53. This is where all the work's been put in.
I've never asked you this before. What is a misconception about superfans? You see all these superfans with these different teams, right?
Right.
I think some people would probably think like, oh, they get flown out.
Oh yeah, no, I get that a lot. That's the huge misconception with people that think like.
Because you're always in the front row. How does
that's
that happen? And I'm sure people are like, oh, they must be putting him in the front row.
Ticketmaster. You know what I mean? I'm
Not a
trying
sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor, but hey, look, let's be honest. I've bought tickets across any opportunity. I know how to look for them. I know what they cost. I know when to look for them. You know what I mean? It's one of those markets that goes up and down, ticket sales. So you got to be ready. And when you have the opportunity, you better be ready to pull that. Again, you got to be ready to pull the trigger if this is where you want to be.
What's the end goal for you with this? With being a superfan, with your brand that we'll talk about in a minute, what's the end goal for you?
So for me, I'm just super excited about my next step. I just got invited by the Packers. I'm headed to the NFL draft in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Okay, they invited you? They reached out?
Yeah, to me and one of my best friends, David Lucetto from Green Bay. He's, this dude I met online, badass Packer fan. He used to live 16 houses away from Lambeau, so that was my first experience, this dude reaching out like, hey, I'm Latino too. I'm from California. I moved out here. I know you're coming to this game. You're more than welcome to stay at my house anytime. Showed up, he's one of my best friends. Every time I go to a game, he's there. Huge shout out to the SoCal Packer backers. These dudes are 10,000 person entourage of Packer fans from California. Accepted me just like the Packers did as a family, and we've been real good friends ever since.
So SeñorCheesehead.com, that is your brand. You created that. You're wearing some of it.
I wanted to bring something with me to Green Bay when I first went. The first image you worked on me with was the Texas cheese logo, and it's a hit. Like everybody knows what I'm about with the logo, the Texas, the cheese. They get it from the get-go. I got people from California. I had to make a hat for them too. The brand it's itself. You know what I mean? It's not for me. It's for everyone. Here's a misconception about Packer fans. Packer fans are Latino. Packer fans are everywhere. I get this a lot. A Packer fan from Texas? Yes. Yes.
Okay, Marcos, so thanks for being on the show. I had something made for you. It's a surprise, but because we couldn't get clearance from the NFL, it looks a little different, but the intention is the same. Let me get it. Okay, dude. We got you a Green Bay. We'll get a close-up in a second. We got you a Packers cake. That's for you to take home for the family. Appreciate it. I actually want a piece now. It was an honor to tell a little bit of your story. There's so much to tell, and I think everyone should follow you at Señor Cheesehead on Instagram just to keep up with all the fun stuff that you're doing. So thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this episode. It was a special one, and stay tuned next week for the blooper episode. Huge thanks to House of Rock for letting us film here, and huge thanks again to Four Corners Brewing Company. Thanks for watching.
Go Pack, go.